Let me ask you a question. How many charger blocks do you have plugged into your walls right now? One? Two? Or is there one in basically every outlet? Honestly, it's a super common habit. You're rushing out the door in the morning, you grab your phone, and leave the brick in the wall. You come home at night, plug it back in, it's just convenient. Over time, that charger becomes a permanent resident of your outlet, and nobody thinks twice about it. But have you ever stopped to think that this charger, sitting there, not plugged into a phone, seemingly doing nothing, is actually still drawing power? Most people think, if my phone isn't plugged in, it's off, right? What's the harm? And that exact mindset is where the danger lies. According to fire department data, over the past year, there have been multiple house fires across the United States caused by charging devices left plugged in 24/7, resulting in both property damage and casualties. I'm not telling you this to scare you. The reality is that hiding behind that little charging block are a few physical blind spots that almost no one notices, and any one of them could trigger a disaster when you least expect it. The worst part is that these hazards don't give you a warning. It's not like the charger just suddenly starts smoking right in front of you. A lot of times, this risk quietly builds up in a corner, behind a couch, or wedged behind a nightstand, until one day, when you aren't even home, disaster strikes. Today, we're going to break down these blind spots and show you exactly how to fix the problem at the root. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jared Min. Every day, I'm here exposing the everyday secrets they don't want you to know. Let's start by busting the most common myth. If there's no phone attached, the charger isn't using power, isn't getting hot, and isn't dangerous. Wrong. Even with nothing connected, as long as it's plugged into the socket, the internal components are working. The power draw is tiny. We're talking milliwatts, but the transformers, capacitors, and rectifiers inside are never actually resting. It's in standby mode, not off. Blind spot number 1, invisible internal aging. A normal charger sitting idle in an outlet should feel cool to the touch. If you touch that charger you've left plugged in forever, and it feels warm, or if you hear a faint buzzing or hissing sound, or even feel a slight vibration, you've got a problem. It's not just running a little warm. That is a warning sign that the internal insulation is breaking down. Lab simulations show that when these internal insulators degrade and short out, the surface temperature of the brick can spike to over 120 degrees Fahrenheit in minutes, and in extreme cases, hit nearly 180 degrees Fahrenheit. At those temps, nearby paper, fabric, or plastic can easily catch fire. The tricky part is that this aging process is completely invisible. You can't see it, you can only feel the heat or hear the noise. And since most of these chargers are buried behind sofas or wedged between nightstands, no one is ever touching them to check. You wouldn't know there was an issue until it was too late. This is especially dangerous in the summer. When ambient temps are higher, the charger's cooling efficiency drops, drastically increasing the chance of overheating. Blind spot number 2, physical wear and tear on the outlet. This one flies completely under the radar. When a charger hangs from a wall socket 24/7, its weight constantly pulls down on the metal contacts inside the outlet. Over time, those metal prongs lose their tension and start to sag, creating a loose connection between the charger and the socket. A loose connection under power creates electrical arcing. You can't see these microscopic sparks, but they generate intense heat. They essentially torch the metal contacts, making the connection even worse, which makes the arcing bigger, eventually leading to a smoldering fire inside your wall. According to fire safety data, this seemingly harmless, loose fit is the starting point for a massive number of household electrical fires. The exact same logic applies to constantly plugging and unplugging your USB cable while the brick is still in the wall. The friction wears out the USB contacts inside the brick, causing oxidation and warping. That leads to a poor connection, then arcing, then smoldering. If you live in an older home with aging wiring, or outlets that have already seen years of use, leaving chargers plugged in just accelerates an already dangerous situation. Blind spot number 3, cheap cables and environmental factors. Even if the charger itself is totally fine, pairing it with a junk cable can still cause a disaster. Those cheap $5 or $10 gas station cables usually lack an internal protection chip. A quality cable has a smart chip that regulates voltage and current in real time to prevent power surges. Cheap ones don't. They have uneven wiring and poorly fitted connectors. If the wire snaps inside or the insulation frays while the charger is actively drawing power, the risk of a short circuit and a fire shoots through the roof. Once again, the damage inside the cable is usually invisible. The outer rubber might look pristine, but the wires inside are severed. When you plug it in, it shorts out instantly with zero warning. Don't ignore your environment either. If you live somewhere humid or during the rainy season when indoor humidity sits above 80%, moisture can slowly seep into the charger. This degrades the insulation and triggers electrical shorts. Throw a pile of clothes or clutter over that plugged-in charger so the heat can't escape, and the temperature will spike faster than you'd ever expect. The hidden cost: killing your phone battery. Beyond the massive safety risks, leaving your charger plugged in all the time comes with another heavy cost. It accelerates your phone battery's aging. Lithium-ion battery lifespan is measured in charge cycles, usually around 400 to 500 full cycles. When your phone hits 100%, but the charger is still active, it keeps drip-feeding your phone microcurrents. This basically forces the battery to constantly undergo tiny charge and discharge cycles while sitting at maximum capacity. There are two things lithium batteries hate most: sitting at high voltage for long periods and repetitive microcycling. Leaving your phone plugged in overnight does both. If you've ever wondered why your phone's battery life plummets after a year or two, this is a huge reason why. Every major smartphone manufacturer recommends keeping your battery between 20% and 80%, and avoiding leaving it fully charged for long stretches, specifically to prolong its lifespan. But what about GaN chargers, or built-in USB outlets? A lot of people think that if they upgrade to a gallium nitride fast charger, or install wall outlets with built-in USB ports, they're safe to leave things plugged in 24/7. That is dead wrong. GaN chargers are smaller, more efficient, and generate less heat. That's all true. But because they are so compact, their internal components are densely packed, leaving almost no room for heat to escape. Leave them plugged in, and that heat still accumulates, still causing internal aging. Plus, GaN chargers usually push massive power, 65 watts, 100 watts, or more. That puts a huge strain on the wall outlet. If your outlet is old or cheap, the fire risk is actually higher. As for wall outlets with built-in USB ports, you're essentially just taking the guts of a charging brick and burying them inside your wall. They have the same transformers and rectifiers, meaning they suffer from the same continuous power draw, aging, and heat generation. If it's a cheap unit, it's even more dangerous because it's trapped inside your drywall where you literally cannot check it. New tech mitigates some of the risk, but it doesn't eliminate it. The core rule remains the same. When you aren't using it, cutting the power is the only fail-safe option. The fix: how to eliminate the risk. All right, enough doom and gloom. Let's talk solutions. Fixing this is actually incredibly easy. Just tweak a few daily habits, and you can practically eliminate the risk entirely. Rule number 1, buy the right gear. Stop buying sketchy, no-name chargers and cables. I'm serious. Those cheap gas station bricks with no brand name, no safety certifications, and no clear spec labels are ticking time bombs. Their internal components and insulation are criminally substandard. When you buy a charger, make sure the box or the brick itself clearly lists the manufacturer, input power, and output voltage or current. A 3-prong plug is always better, as it gives you a baseline layer of protection if something shorts out. Stick to OEM chargers from your phone's manufacturer, or reputable brands like Anker and Belkin. Yeah, it might cost $20 more, but spread out over 3 to 5 years, it's literally pennies a day. That is vastly cheaper than replacing a burned-down living room. The same goes for cables. A good cable with a smart chip controls the flow of power. A cheap cable saves you $5 today, but it's actively dragging down both your charger's lifespan and your phone battery. And if any of your gear starts acting weird, feeling hotter than usual, making a buzzing sound, or showing frayed wires, throw it out immediately. Do not try to squeeze another month out of it. Rule number 2, use a power strip with a switch for one-click shutdown. This is by far the easiest, lowest effort solution. Plug all your chargers into a surge protector or power strip with an on or off switch. When you're done charging, just flick the switch and kill the power completely. You don't have to remember to physically yank the bricks out of the wall, and you never have to worry about leaving them on. When buying a power strip, get one with built-in surge, and overload protection. If there's a surge or a short, it will automatically trip the breaker and cut the power, giving you an extra layer of security. A few quick usage tips. Don't plug a bunch of high wattage appliances into the same strip. Keep the strip out in the open where it can breathe, not buried under clothes, and keep it away from water and heat sources. If you must use a fixed wall outlet with no switch, just train yourself to unplug the charger when you're done. Especially if you're leaving the house for the day or going on a trip, do a quick sweep and unplug any chargers you aren't actively using. Rule number 3, optimize your charging environment. Always charge your phone and place your power bricks on hard, flat, non-flammable surfaces. A desk, the floor, a nightstand, these are all fine. Never, ever charge your phone on the couch, on your bed, under your pillow, or buried in blankets. Soft materials act as insulators. They trap all the heat your device generates, causing temperatures to skyrocket incredibly fast. If a charger malfunctions and overheats while surrounded by highly flammable bedding, it's a recipe for disaster. Keep chargers away from curtains and laundry piles too. Make sure your charging area is well ventilated. Don't shove an active charger into a closed drawer, and if you have a massive thick phone case, know that it's trapping heat and stressing the battery while charging. Rule number 4, build better habits and inspect your gear. Stop charging your phone overnight. Charge it to 80% or 90% before bed and unplug it, or use a smart plug on a timer to cut the power. Keeping a lithium battery pinned at 100% all night degrades it rapidly. Break this habit, and your battery will last significantly longer. Try to avoid heavy gaming or long video calls while you're plugged into the wall. Both the phone and the charger are working on overdrive and generating heat, which multiplies the risk. Periodically inspect your chargers and wall outlets. Feel for abnormal heat, listen for buzzing, and look for bulging plastic or frayed cords. Check your wall plates for scorch marks, melting, or a loose fit. If you spot a red flag, replace it immediately. Don't wait. If a charger is 3 to 5 years old, or an outlet is over 5 to 8 years old, it's time to consider replacing them. Once they reach a certain level of wear, the safety risks jump drastically. Swapping in a new one is infinitely cheaper than dealing with the aftermath of a fire. At the end of the day, these risks are completely avoidable, and you don't need to do anything complicated to stay safe. Buy quality gear, use a power strip with a switch, pay attention to where you charge, and build a few easy habits. That's it. We use chargers every single day, but most people never stop to think about what leaving them plugged into the wall actually means. Now you know, and the rest is up to you. But if you've got a couple of chargers sitting idle in your walls right now, go do yourself a favor and unplug one. Consider that your biggest takeaway from today's video. That's all for today. See you next time.